I'm gonna dance by myself like nobody's watching. Don't really care if my rhythm's off, 'cause I'm gonna dance like nobody's watching me. I'm gonna dance by myself like nobody's watching. Don't really care if my rhythm's off, 'cause I'm gonna dance like nobody's watching me.
And welcome back to the Crochet Crowd. I'm your host, Mikey, and today I have a problem. And you know, what day do you not have a problem? So anyway, I have a crocheter that emailed while I was at the retreat. She's being very patient. She emailed twice because I wasn't sure what she was talking about the first time. And the question came in about this wedding shawl that is here. We actually have a tutorial available on this, which maybe I should actually refer to. But anyway, she wants to know what is the stitch count along the edge. So what's happened on this particular project, and this is a Caron Simply Soft shawl. And what this is that you're going to go back and forth. So you're back and forth, back and forth. So it looks like a long rectangle like this. But this side edge, it doesn't say what the stitch multiple is in order to get it to line up perfectly to the edge. And so it's a little bit of a question for me whether I could just tell the crochet, I just don't know, but that's kind of not helpful. So what I need to do is that I need to figure out what this border is for stitch multiple so that I can just tell her, you know, I don't know what the stitch count will be, but you're going to want to make sure that it's spaced in a certain way. So I think if I give her the base of what this side angle will be, I think she'll be okay. Hopefully. Some people don't ask for the moon, the stars, and the rainbows. So I think in her case, I think she's probably intelligent. And so if I give her the stitch multiple on what it will be, I think she'll be okay. So what I'm going to do is that I am going to, on the other screen here, I'm going to open up the pattern, which is currently sitting right here, and I will take a look here. I'll give you a link in the chat here in case you are interested in this shawl. So I have filmed this, but I don't know if I did the stitch multiple of that when I did that. Let me just go and take a look at the video for this and see if I actually did it. I got to watch my copyright licensing with that. So let me just take a look. And we're going to go in, and I'm going to share another screen with you today and stop the screen, and we're going to share a different screen, and we're going to see if I did it in the video, because if I've taught it, there's a reason. And I know I actually made one of these fully. So let me just share the screen, and we're going to go over to, don't judge me on what's on my screen. Okay, don't judge me. I listen to shit while I'm crocheting and working all day. So let me just go over to the Crochet Crowd and Crochet Crowd shawl. This is a popular shawl, so it's probably a question I should be answering. There it is. See, crochet shawl patterns. So because it's popular, it pops right up. So let me just take a look at the.
Welcome back.
Okay, so it's the first one up. So what I want to do is I want to just scan. Oh my God, look at me. I just did. This is before I knew how to do crochet diagrams for real on a computer. So you can see I actually did a really terrible sample. Let me just see if I actually figured out what the border was. Just slide it in. How do you like that, girls? Simply just slide it in, and let's go through and see. Okay, so there's one of the fans out there. So let me just see if I ended up. Oh, look at that. 1, 2, 3. Just skip one chain. Okay. So this is one of the videos that does not look. It has 78,000 views. I never did video chapters for this. It might be actually good for me to go back through this video and add the chapters in so people can fast forward to the border. So okay, so it looks like I'm touching the border there. So let me just see what it says.
So what we're going to do is that we're going to slip stitch into the first chain 2 space. We're in the single crochet right now, but we're going to slip stitch to the first chain 2 to put us into that space. And now we're going to do the first starting of the shells. So we're going to chain 6, which counts as 1 double treble and chain 1. So let's just do it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's your double treble, and 6 is your chain 1. So now we're going to double treble into this particular stitch 5 more times, but we're going to make sure they're separated with a chain 1 first. That's why you've done a double treble plus a chain 1 right here. So you got to wrap that hook 3 times for a double treble, and then what we're going to do is just go right into that same chain 2 space and pull through, and then keep pulling through 2, pull through 2, 2, and 2. And then what you're going to do is chain 1 and do another treble. So there's a total count of 6 of these trebles, or double trebles, that are inside. So wrap that hook 3 times going into the same space, pull through 2, 2, 2, 2, and then chain 1 and do it again. So wrapping 3 times. So this border is going to be really quite lush and lovely. And then chain 1.
It's lush, everybody.
Okay, so you have a total of 4 double trebles that you can see so far. So let's wrap again 3 times and do another double treble.
Clearly a big homosexual is doing this because he's using
Chain
a lot
1,
of big words.
do it again. So you should be able to count a total of 6 of these double trebles. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And before you're finished with this shell, then what you have to do is chain 1 first. So now you're going to come back down to earth here and come back down to the border, skip the next chain 2 space and go to the third one over and single crochet in to that space. Okay, so that'll pull it around. So now we're going to continue along the side, or sorry, along the edge. So we're going to chain 1 first. You're going to skip the next chain 2 space and go to the next one after that. And you're going to do your double trebles. So you're going to do a total of 6 of them that are separated by those chain 1s. So there's 1 chain 1 first. So now you're going to come back down to earth here and come back down to the border, skip the next chain 2 space and
Let's chain 2, skip that space. We're going to single into the next chain 2 space. And then what?
Go to the third one over and single crochet in to that space. Okay, so that'll pull it around. So now we're going to continue along the side, or sorry, along the edge. So we're going to chain 1 first. You're going to skip the next chain 2 space and go to the next one after that. And you're going to do your double trebles. So you're going to do a total of 6 of them that are separated by those chain 1s.
Okay.
So there's 1 treble, double.
Okay, so let's do that. Okay. So let's stop that screen and let's go back to the other one. So we're going to remove this out. Remove, and then we're at the other screen. So what I'm going to have to do with this crocheter is I'm going to have to give her information to allow her to be able to be flexible to do this, right? So what I'm going to have to do is that in order to get this border to work, based on what I just saw of my own self, like many moons ago, is that I'm going to have to do that. So Gordon says, hello this morning. We have MDL in the house. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to do this. So I'm actually now selling my template if anybody wants it. It's here. So I'm going to need some chains and I'm going to need some double crochets. So let me just grab some chains, or sorry, single crochets. And let's just grab them and take them to my template. So I'm going to put them in. So all the templates work together. So you can just substitute stuff. Like the sizing, you see that the grid works. Okay, so we're going to do that. Okay, so we know based on what I just saw is that there's a repeat of this going across. So let's just repeat this several times. And I'm not worried about the spacing of that yet. We can fix that later. We're just going to slam these in now that I have a few in here. we're just going to keep doing that. And what I'm trying to do is that I'm trying to figure out what the multiple is for this crocheter, because at least I can figure that out for her, and then she can run for the hills and decide if she wants to do it. Okay, so there was a double treble here. We skipped one, we single, we skip, double treble. So we skip, single, double treble here, skip, and we need one more. So the symbols mean something if you're not familiar with crochet diagrams. It's my specialty of crochet. And so what we want to do is we want to equally space out stuff. So we're going to grab everything. We're going to need another single crochet at the end of that to balance it. And I'm going to take the whole thing and just equally space it. So we're just going to slam a key here. There you go. Done. Okay, so what we're going to need is that we're going to need some double trebles to go into this bad boy. And so that's the one. So we might as well make it blue because that's the next row. And let's see what we can do here. And so I'm going to need to have these go into a circle. So I said that I needed 6 of these here. So what I'm going to do, I need 6. So I'm going to rotate this around. Sorry, I'm doing math in my head. I'm going to rotate this around to be able to make it make sense. It bothers me a lot if the stitches are not equally spaced. So we're going to move the registry key, move it down. We're going to say that this is the center point right here. And we want to copy this. So 360 degrees divided by 12. And I only want 6 of those stitches. So we're going to copy these. And Command D. Okay. So what I'm going to do is that we're going to get rid of the ones we do not need. We do not need this one. And we do not need this one. But we need the other. So what we're going to do is a group of these guys. Karen's here. I can hear her. Okay. So we're going to rotate these guys around. So we are going to skip this stitch, which is fine. And so we need now to put some some chain 1 spaces. So we're going to just grab it from the template here. So anyway, the last few days I've been working on the template to make it more consumer ready to sell as well. So everything is labeled. I was actually starting on the template. You're going to think I'm nuts because you already do. But I started actually doing the Spanish for the translations for this stuff. But I got a lot more work to do on that before I can release that. Spanish for crochet is a huge deal. So I'm going to say I need that. So there is chain 1 spaces between. And yeah. So yarn inspiration correction 3, is that up to date? Yes, I believe that it is. Okay. So what we need to do is we need to have this guy also rotate. We chose this as our center point. So we're going to rotate this guy around. So I just don't want to tell a crochet I can't do it. It's a sickness. Everybody, don't be like me. I know it can be done. So we're going to copy that. Okay, so that should not have happened here. Those should be equally spaced unless I did not choose the same center point. So I did not put a guide on where the center point of the rotation of that other one was. So I'm just going to slightly move it. You know, happy little trees, mountains, skies, and whatever. I'm pretty anal retentive when it comes to making sure that everything is equally spaced. It's that, again, that's a sickness, my friends. Okay, so what I need to do is that I need to change this one out, and we need to rotate him, because at the end he stretches over, and I don't want to make my double trebles any longer, because I don't want to change the template. I always want to keep things consistent with each other. But what I can do is that I can change the length of the chains, and I'll be happy with that. So let's just grab a single crochet here. It's the cross. And so every other row or round is either blue or black. If you're colorblind, it's probably harder to see that. Okay, so there's the center point, and I'm going to just change this out and make it longer. This guy I don't think is necessary, but I'm going to pull it out to the side just in case I need it. Okay, so I think I have my multiple. The only thing that's missing at this point is that I need to figure out where the next one goes, and then I'll know my multiple for this. So we're going to take a copy of this guy and drag it over. So we skip this one right here, we go right here. Just going to move it over a little bit more. Okay, done. So what I'm going to do for consistency is that I'm going to reflect this guy so that I don't change the shape or the angle. So we're going to reflect him, and we're going to take a copy of it so we have it, and then we can move it over. And I think I can do equally space it. There it is. And so that they're equally spaced from each other, and I'm just going to align it right over top of the middle of that chain 2 space. Okay, so there it is. So if I want this again, okay, if I want it again, I just paste and copy. So drag it and copy. Okay, so we know the stitch multiple now. I need a couple more of these guys. I just got to read the ending of it, because the ending is kind of weird. We just want to make it look good. So we use the grid lines to help us stay stabilized, right? So this is Adobe Illustrator for anybody asking. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to take a look at the pattern. Print it. Let's take a look at what we're looking at. So I'm not sure how the ending. I'm not sure how the ending of this this goes. So the stitch key is just there from my last project. So I just paste and copy stuff so I don't have to ever redo some of the stuff. And we'll move that out of the way. Okay, we need the pattern. So we have to figure out what the multiple is going to be. Does anybody guess what the multiple is? Okay, border, chain 1, single crochet into the first single crochet. Oh, okay, this is, just zoom this back up. So I'm on the black line here. So it says a single crochet into the first single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in the next single crochet, single crochet in the next. So the row below is a single crochet row. So let's put that in. So in the template, we have some runs that make it a lot easier to be able to quickly grab them. So we're just going to grab some blue single crochet runs. And we're going to paste it in. Just happens to be the same length. That's a fluke. And we're going to match it to the existing one. So we just need one more. And because I'm anal retentive, as I kind of mentioned, I want to make sure that all of these are lined up perfectly with each other. And we're going to hit a magic button in a second, make sure that they're okay. I was going to say these are a multiple of 3. Okay, well, okay, any other guesses? Wild guess multiple of 12. Okay, I have not figured it out yet, so we will do it. Okay, okay. I actually think this is the ending right here. I'm just going to move these guys out of the way. I think that's the ending is here. I think that's the end. Okay, let's figure out the multiple. So how I do that is that I just grab a line, and if it's a piece of paper or a graph, there is no graph with this particular sample, but if there was, I would do it. So I'm going to grab this and go straight on down. Make it 1. And then I'm going to look for when this repeats again. So see how the, oh, where did that go? So I'm going to put it here. Oh, okay, we're going to assign the color. So, okay, so we are going to look the next time this dips down, which is right here. And because I'm on the left side of it, I want to drag this over to where it appears again. And this is the multiple right here. So this here, so we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I think Christina said that it was multiples of 12. It is, but there is a problem here. Is this 12 here? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is not 12. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the other stitch multiple in right here. That's 12, and let's see what this is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, and this is 10. So we know that the multiple is currently 12 plus 10. Multiple. I'm going to send this to the crocheter after this is done. Multiple 12 stitches plus 10. Does anybody not understand that? So the 12 equals the actual one of these completely. And so if I was to add any more, it'd be 10, but then we have the borders. Sorry, the one multiple here is 10. If I have border here, which I do here, and I have here, there is one extra that's left over here. So that's 1 plus these 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so 9 plus 1 is 10. So there's 10 stitches left over after a multiple of doing it in 12s. Okay, so does this solve the problem? What do you do at the end of this thing? So let me just, so this is actually border row 2. Oh. Working ends of rows. Oh, I see. So this actually blanket or a shawl is not going around. It says row, it's not round. Shh. Daddy's working. So what I'm going to do for the crocheter is that I'm going to zoom out. And how we started row 2, I'm going to get rid of this guy out. I'm going to give her one more multiple that she can see. So she can see that there is multiples of this. So she can see that. I'll just put my multiple line over there. So you chain. So in actual fact, Pamela, if you were starting from scratch, you would actually chain, it would actually be multiples of 12 plus 11 because there's single crochets right here. There's no chain, but when you chain and you come back across the row, you always have to have that extra chain if it's a single crochet, right? Because you always go second chain from the hook. Okay, so we know that this multiples of, let's actually check. See what it said. So what's missing in row number 2? Slip stitch in the first chain 1 space. Where in the hell was the chain 1 space? Single crochet. There is no chain 1 space. That might be a problem. Let's just check the multiples. The pattern states, and so we're going to check the multiples on this guy first. There is no chain 1 space. Single crochet in the first single crochet, chain 2. Okay, this thing is lacy, so there's not as many of these guys. Single crochet in the first single crochet. Oh my god. Single crochet, skip the next single crochet. So there's actually, so this is lacy. So there's actually it's only skipping ones, not twos. So we're going to take those every other one out. Obviously, when I filmed it, I did not see that. Unless I did and I admitted it. I don't know. Okay, so what we need to do is equally space these guys out. So we are going to do that. That's easy. We're just going to highlight them and just equally space. Done. Okay, so let's just say I came across I'm going to have row 2 come across there. Slip stitch into the chain 1 space. Okay, we know that chain 1 did not exist, so what we're going to do is we're just going to leave it the way it is. I'll let the crocheter know there was an error. And we need to grab some slip stitching. And we're in the blue. So we'll just grab a slip stitch, copy, and take it with me. So it says slip stitch into the space first. And I am going to be right back in a few moments. The little boy's room is calling me, and I will mute myself, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. So what we need to do is that we need to check the multiple of this. So it's stated in the pattern second chain from the hook and each stitch across. So if it was 70, that means that there's only 69 stitches. So what we're going to have to do is we need to figure out if the so we need to do 69 divided by 12 equals. Oh, Karen's walking by. Okay, I guess I'll be right back in a second. What are you doing?
I'm asking for some help.
And
Help?
my camera's live right now.
Oh.
Yeah. Good.
Who are
Yeah.
you on live with?
Oh, I'm trying to solve a problem.
Oh. Yeah, no.
So you got some plans from Daniel?
I got a couple.
Shopping in the garden?
Shopping in the garden, yeah, but no, he helped me with the wheels on that cart.
Oh.
And which was very. Huh?
He's capable.
He is. He did a good job.
Funny.
Oh, it's gonna be like this all week,
Yeah, sure.
and then rain on the weekend.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, just a couple tomato plants and a couple of
Okay, we'll see you later. Hey, we need to do a zip line from your house to our house. Need to do a zip line from your house to our house. That'd be fun. We need extra strong wire for both of us. See you later. Okay, sorry about that. Karen was over. Daniel's planting. Daniel's garden is. We're gonna be planting, I guess, this week. Okay, so that equals 69 divided by 12 equals 5.75. Okay, so 5 times 12 equals 60. That's right, right? And then 60, so we have 69 stitches altogether. 69 divided by, or sorry, 69 minus 60 is 9. The stitch multiple is wrong in the pattern. Let me just see if there's an exception. They might have actually changed row 1 to make it work. But I have the stitch multiple is stitch plus 10. So there's a stitch missing. If anyone can answer back, we have to sew in the ends. Why 3 times, not 2 or 4? The project can never stretch in 3 directions at one time. You can do 4, but never 2. If you do 3 times, it goes around, locks, and then relocks again. But if you only do twice, they can actually pull out. So we know now that the side of this shawl is not going to work out. So what I'm going to do is that how many, so if we know that these are 12, right? And what was my math? My math was, so if there's 5 times 12, so that means that there is, so each one of the blocks here, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. I am going to grab 2 more. So now I'm curious. So now I'm just checking to see what it will look like. So this is actually the shorter side of the shawl. Get rid of these guys out. So I think the crocheter was right to question the stitch counts in retrospect. So that means that actually it's not 12. We got rid of the extras here, so that's not 12 at all. Let me just redo that. So it's actually, it's not 12 because we eliminated out the extras. So let's just recount. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we know it's 8. So it's 8 stitches plus how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. and 7 is on this side. So it's 8 plus 7. Let's see if that works. So if we have 69 of these stitches, 69 divided by 8 equals what? So, so this bit, Sue, what's happening on this particular one is that we're not going around in a circle. You have to handle each one of the sides individually. So the question that the crocheter is having is that how many multiples is she going to have if she goes down the side of the edge and not across the top or bottom? And that's what I'm trying to figure out. So 8.25, so 8 times 8 is 64. 8 times 7. Let's just do 8 times. I'm confused for a second. Just give me a moment. 8 times 7. Oh my God. I can't even figure that out in my head. 8 times 7. It's 56. $56. 69 minus 56. Equals 13. Something is wrong in the multiple. I should end up with 69. But if the stitch is 8, let me just recheck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. And I have one left over on the other side. What a sin. Oh my God, maybe I got to tell the crocheter, I don't know. Something is wrong. I think the crocheter is right to question this one. Okay. So I think what we need to do is we need to get a hold of myself and figure out what the hell is going on in this thing. So I am going to take a copy of these and move them down. I think I need to figure out if it really is the proper multiple. So, okay, so let's just get some chain work going on. Oh, the first one is always black, so I'm not going to do that. You know, this pattern's so old. One of my downfalls that I have as a person that I like to solve old problems. I have mistakes, and it's a sickness. Okay, so I got that one in. So I don't worry about the spacing off the top. I just put it in there. Just it's close enough to equal what I need. And then each time I copy, it's basically exponential. Okay. Does anybody ever do this for other people? Like, so if you have a friend that calls you, do you figure this stuff out for them? So Dog Mom Life figures stuff out like this for her sister. This pattern might need a full rewrite. Okay, so we're not going to worry about the spacing, and we just have to worry about the last one and the first one being exactly where it needs to go. So, and then we'll do the first one, make sure it's right. Okay, that's good. So we're going to equally space those out. You know, the stitch multiple could be 16 as well. It might not just be 8. It might actually be the stitch multiple might include 2 fans. So we're going to equally space those out. Done. So that was row number 1. What if it was 16? 16, 16, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What if it was 16 plus 7? Let's do the math. 69 divided by 16 is 4.3. 4 times 16 equals 64. Okay, it's not 16. Okay, so back to the pattern. Chain 3, 1 double crochet in the next 2 single crochet. So we're going to start over here and go backwards. We need blue. I don't worry about the chain 3s. I'll do that at the end. Looks like I'm doing a whole pattern here, folks. So it says chain 3, double crochet in the next 2 singles. Then it states shell into the next single crochet, or skip 2 single crochet. So we skip, so the shell is going to go right here. And what is the shell? shell equals 3 double crochet. No, shell equals 5 double crochets. Yeah, so there's 5 double crochet here. Let's grab a shell. 5 double crochet. Do I have a 5? There's 5 right there. And we're going to make it wider. And we're going to make it blue. Just dip him down a little bit, make it look more in line. No, I'm not going to change them. I'm just going to do that one. Okay, so it then says shell in the next, skip the next 2, double crochet in each of the next 3. Okay. So skip 2 and then it's in these 3. And I'm going to dip him down. Remember, the height of the stitch doesn't play into a factor of changing its meaning. So that is my stitch multiple right there. So let's see if this works. I think it's right there. Skip 2. It's right here. That was Karen. She's getting a hold of me over something regarding this. It says chain 3 and then 2 double crochet in the next 2 single crochet. Sorry, chain 3. So it is chain 3. So is there only 2 double crochet? Hang on. It says chain 3 double crochet in each of the next 2 single crochet. So the first one will be chain 3 and then 2. one into the next two, shell into skip 2, single crochet, skip 2, shell here, skip 2, and double crochet into the next 3, and then repeating that across. So skipping 2, shell, skip 2, 3 double crochet. So, okay. What's fascinating to me is that this is not working. It looks right above. See, look at that. There's something wrong there. This should end with 3. This should end with 3 here, so that that multiple above does not work. Let's just add another one. What is wrong? Something is wrong. There's no way this pattern is this old and it has this amount of errors. There's no way. I must be doing something wrong. Mikey, in the Yarnspirations update, they chained 68, making 60. You know, oh, you know what's happened? I know, oh my God, you know what's happened? I know what's happened. They took down this pattern and I replaced it with the existing one, and I am looking at an old revision. Let me take a look at that. Thank you for letting me know that. Yeah, that's coming from my server. Yarnspirations.com. Okay. Simply Soft shawl. Oh, it's a brand new pattern completely. So it's chaining 68 instead of 70. Let's get rid of all this shit. Thank you for letting me know that. I'm gonna have to update my website. Chaining 68 instead of 70, so there's a different pattern. So I've been working on an old Karen pattern, which has been linked on my website. So I've been using this crap, but it's actually been updated to that. We will update that later. That means that that video is out of that means the video is garbage. Oh, it's a sin. It's a sin. So there's 8 shells, it says. So the pattern update is actually pretty good. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me just get rid of that. So we need that. Have fun, says Karen. She gets to play in the garden. I got to play with this. But I do like my job, so it's okay. It's okay, Karen. You leave me. It's okay. So that is actually the side. So let me check the multiples now. I still think it's 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, it's still 8. And then because you'll be doing second chain from the hook, there's an extra chain there. Okay, Yarn Inspirations did not write what the stitch multiple was, so I'm not wasting my time. Okay. I wonder if the crocheter is working with the old version then. The video is going to have to go out of service now, though. So I'm just seeing how many stitches are on the other side. Okay, so that's 8. So it's 8 plus 4. So there's 4 stitches left, or 4 chains left over. Okay, so I think it's 8 plus 4. You think it's 5? How did you determine 5? there's everything's in groups of 8, and then there's only 4 chains left over. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So if this was actually supposed to be 68, 68 divided by 8 equals 8.5. 8 times 8 equals, I think that's 64 plus 4 plus 4 equals 68. That's right. So now we know that's right. So it's 8. So what does that look like then? So I'm going to get rid of this guy out. Oh, what's row? Row 3 through 9 counts as the first thing. Okay, so the next row would be this row here. It's the same thing. So these stack on top of each other. That should be black. And just for fun, we are going to okay, we are going to it does not say what is the right side of the work. So I need more of these guys over. So the shells here do not match up with these shells. Oh my god. Just kill me. Look at that, eh? What is wrong? What is wrong? What is wrong? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It said that we had 8 shells and 27 double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times 3 is 21. $25, $26, $27, $27. The border has changed in the new version. So that means that the shell work that I did is garbage. So it really was a total rewrite then. We're just going to equally space these guys out. Okay. Okay, so we're going to start slip stitch in the first chain 1 space. I don't see a chain 1 space. Slip stitch in the first. Okay, so there's a difference now of the first row. So let me just get rid of all this stuff here. There's a difference of what the instructions were. Let's get rid of this guy. We're going to keep this. We're just going to push it out of the way. And let's redo the start. Chain 1, single crochet into the first. Chain 2, skip the next single crochet. So we're going to chain 2. Okay, so these guys got to be compounded. chain 2, skip the next single crochet into the next. Chain 2, skip 2 single crochets, single crochet in the next 2 times. Oh, I'm starting to see a pattern now. What? It's better than seeing dead people. Seriously, it's like so. This guy is stretched out. Wow, what a hell of a rewrite. Okay, so we're probably should be skipping 2 after this one's in. So it says chain 2, skip 2, single crochet the next. Do that 2 times. So we're going to do that again. And then we are going to two times. Chain 2, skip the next single crochet in the next. That makes sense. And that is my multiple right there. That is it. And that lines perfectly up with the shells underneath. Now it's already lunchtime here. So Karen is planting a garden today. Daniel's doing it later this week. We had frost last night, so he's waiting for the frost to knock it off. So the plants have been in and out of the greenhouse for weeks. Come out on the nice days and back in the greenhouse on the cooler days and overnights. Okay, so that's the pattern right there. That is new compared to the last one. Join with the slip stitch to the first so it's going to, on the last one, this is gone. It's gone, and this is a slip stitch. Okay, so I'm reading it back and forth. So this way, this way, this way, this way, this way, this way. Okay, so that's right. Okay, so row number 2 is going to go back in the opposite direction. It's going to be that other thing. So we're going to go from left to right. So we're going to grab those things that we had. and bring it over. So it does not work down the, and this is where it works down the edge into the rows and back around to the beginning. It says row 1, 2, and 3. This is not around. It does not say to go around. It says repeat X across, working at the ends of the rows. And now that I'm looking at her sample, I actually don't think that this thing goes around. I think each row, I think each side is handled separately on its own. So then the question becomes for the crocheter is that how in the hell do you go down the side of this thing? And I bet you this is where it goes right here. Let's verify. Slip stitch into the first. So we're going to slip stitch into the first. And before we go too far, we need to copy this stuff over so I don't delete anything. This guy here changes to a chain 6. There's 5 here. So Sue, can you tell me where it says, Sue, can you tell me where it says in the pattern to go around? Because it says rows. It doesn't say round. Oh, wait a minute. In row number 2, it does say to go. Repeat from around. Repeat from cross. Working at the ends of the rows, join with a slip stitch to the first. Row 2 says repeat X around and chain 1. So I think row 2 is actually round 2. So maybe you're right, Sue. I think you missed row 1, working at the ends of the rows of chain 2 to 10 of the first stitch. So this is row 1 right here. And I think row 2 is going over. You know what? I should just tell this crocheter. I don't know. I'm frustrated with this thing. I know it's a cop-out, but it's kind of. So why don't we just tell the crocheter we just don't know the answer? So we have to chain 6. So I want to keep the same flow. there it is. So I agree with Sue that it does go around from row number 2. But how? How does it go around? Oh. How does this thing go around? So Bob is joining us today. There's a lot more male crocheters than people realize. And they're not all special like me. Meaning my side of the fence. How does this thing go around? The end. How would I redesign? If this was me, what would I do differently? I think that's what I'm going to ask myself. What would I do different? So I'm agreeing with Sue too. I think there's a turn here. I think it should not say row 1, it should say round 1. I know, I think it's here. I'm getting hung up on the terminology. So I think it should, Sue is probably going to say, about friggin' time you understand. At the end of the, I'm reading what Carol's saying, at the end of the row 1, you should continue down the side across the beginning. Okay, so if this is, so this would be equivalent to that. Let me just grab a whack of stuff here and see what I got. I'm at the point I'm gonna give up. I just gotta fight my way through my wanting to quit. So if this is, so this would be there. So I'm just trying to work this out in my head. I wonder if it should look like that. Okay. We'll see you later, Michael, as I suffer through this thing. I think the corner should look like that, because then it will be equal. But how do we get from here to around? You know what? I am. How do I get from here? It doesn't say to do that. Honestly, I would just probably put another one of these here for me. And I would actually consider putting that as a chain 2. I'm starting to design my own pattern at this point, but I don't know how to get around the corner. Therefore, I would want something like that on the other side before I start. The corner chain 2 would come out beginning, so we would be slipping in front of that chain space. Yeah, it says Sue says they're supposed to slip stitch here, but so there is no real corner. Let's get rid of that. Let's do what Sue says. I don't know why I'm struggling with this pattern. It's like I'm new. Let's just grab this slip stitch. Chain 1. Let's dip that down. I would slip it into that corner, but I would also slip it here. Therefore, I would slip here. And then I would also slip it here. And then start a new side. You don't think you need 2 corner chains there? I should have drawn this on paper. I'm going to turn this 45. And then move up. If it does not say to slip stitch into the corner, will the slip stitch from here and the slip stitch here actually cause it to buckle? Because it seems like that's a distance of a stitch. Let's just say that was the edge, and we're going around for the first time. The slip stitch on the side is blue, Mikey, from the round below. Oh my God. I don't understand. You need a black slip stitch into the single crochet just above the lower shells. You need a slip stitch. I don't understand. Where your green lines meet, there is no single crochet. That's just a slip stitch. Inside the green lines. I don't understand. You know what? I think I'm going to tell the crocheter that I don't know. And then they can contact your inspirations. I am pretty close to just, I'm going to save my work. I think the only way for me to solve this to actually see it is actually to crochet it. Because I don't even know, like, she's going to want to know, like, where all of these line up with these guys, but I don't know that answer. Row 1 with this with single crochet and chain to set up for round number 2. The single crochet here is the ending, is row number 99 across the top. One single crochet in each stitch across, turn, and so that's going to be the ending, these single crochets. So then we start with the border of going around. Single crochet in next row, chain 2 across. underneath. You do not have the single crochet 2 chains on that side edge. And chain 1, skip next chain space, single crochet in the next. That's just for shits and giggles. Let's just put that in and see what it looks like. I'm not reading it that way, so I don't really know that's the right answer. It says you need a single crochet at the end of the black. So I'm just going to turn it just to make it look like it's actually turning. Stretch it out a little bit. So I would slip stitch in the single crochet and then into the chain 2 space. So you would single crochet, you would slip stitch into the corner. And are you saying that you would slip stitch after the... Oh my God. So are we slipping into the space instead of single crocheting? Is that what you're saying? Does that look better, Sue? It looks like you would put that treble fan in the corner and connect with the chains. I don't know, like if you look at the sample, it doesn't look like there is a treble fan on a corner. It looks like the corner is sunken in. There are no corners because we are working in the round now. Okay, that I think actually makes sense. So then the question that the crocheter is going to have is that how many, like it says that there is 99 rows of this, but it doesn't tell you how many shells there were along that edge. And I'm never going to be able to see it from the sample provided. So I don't know how far along the sides these things should stretch in order to get to the next corner. I would guess that single crochet are worked into each row. That's what Sue is saying. That actually could be real. Let me just grab something just for the sake of grabbing it and just fighting my way through this thing. So just because the height looks a little off here doesn't mean that Sue's wrong. It actually could mean that these things are literally going in the these guys could actually be going into Can they crochet something else? Sorry, not trying to be an astronaut, just wondering. There's got to be a solution. This pattern is so popular. It's just... So I think I agree with Sue that I think these are probably worked on the trebles, or sorry, on on the chain 2. Even though it looks distorted on the it looks distorted on the side, but I would not discount that as being wrong. It does stink, Sue. You know what? I wonder if Ravelry has this pattern. Ravelry, sometimes they do put other photos, and it's such an old pattern too. Let me take a look. And sometimes other people do it as well. Karen simply, oh, let's do a pattern search. Some people put their patterns. Karen Simply Soft Shawl. They sometimes put extra pictures with this stuff. Oh. There is lots of extra photos. Let me just see if somebody's got a side edge that's clear. That's not clear. It's not clear. That one's clear. I think Sue's right. I think it's going along the side edge of the posts based on somebody else's photograph here. Somebody actually in Ravelry, somebody actually did put a shell here when there wasn't supposed to be one, but it actually still looks decent. So that means, is 99 rows the right number? Oh my God, just punch me in the face already. Is that the right number? Let me just move these down. So now we're going to have to figure out what the multiple is for the height. What did you search? My words didn't find it. I put in Karen Simply Soft Shawl, and it's there. Other people have samples of it done. I wonder if anybody actually did, if anybody typed any notes. Can you do notes in Ravelry? Let's just see if somebody put a note there. I think oh God, my video is actually linked to that pattern on Ravelry. That's gonna have to come out. I didn't do that. Let me just see. These guys just stack on top of each other. Well, I feel new tutorials coming along in this one. So we have 99 rows, so we need to make sure that this is a multiple of 99. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Just I think it might be easier to build this son of a bitch down. Okay, let's just push this up. Is it currently pop? I think so. It's got like almost 600,000 views. So what I'm gonna do, these are pretty much equally spaced, right? And I think I agree with Sue that I think that these are on the so I really kind of don't want to give up on the crocheter, to be honest with you. And it's only because I think she is probably in a position where she's ready for the border and she doesn't have it. So if I give up on her, she's going to have basically a project that she can't finish. And is it my problem? Not really, but I don't want to be a dick either. If there is a solution for it. It obviously works if people on Ravelry have it done. But I would probably tell people that if the border's not working, just fudge it a bit, because that's what I would do. And maybe a brand new sample needs to be completed as well. That is always helpful to know. The distance obviously isn't the same. So math is not my strongest suit of anything. So this is going to go there. That is going to go there. Okay. And now I'm realizing if it's ending on 99, that means that the last row this would be a turn. Let's get rid of this guy out. Let's push these guys up. guys out. I'm trying to get that corner to line up. So that would be the turn here. And then underneath. Let's just copy that and take it with us. So I think this is gone. It's gone. Yeah, somebody on Ravelry, Deanna, they actually did put a shell right on the corner, but that's not what the pattern says to do. I'm allowed to alter some patterns on Yarn Inspirations, but I don't want to do that with this one. Okay, so now that I know that, so if there is 99 rows that it wants, and we're only using the doubles, how am I going to figure out if the crocheter says, Michael, I don't want 99 rows, I only want 60, is that going to work? Because that's going to be the question. So let's just, for shits and giggles, let's take a look at, so let's see how many trebles I need to do a repeat. So I need one here, 1, 2, 3, 4. I need four trebles. Let's ignore the tops, the bottom. So if there's 97, divided by 4 is what? Is 24.25. So I think there's 24 shells on the outside. So I think there needs to be a multiple of 4 rows plus 1. 4 rows of doubles. So I think that's my answer. So, and I think there's 24 shells along the side. Let's just see how that's ending. So the question will be whether the crocheter is going to take initiative to do the mathematics on her own after I've given her the information. There's 2 after that. There is another row there. My computer's lagging. So I think there's another row here. So let's just, for fun, I'm going to move that out of the way and put another row in. Move it up. So I would have written in the pattern, if it were me and it was my pattern, I would have wrote that to use the side post trebles for this. And what the multiple would have been if you would have substituted the size. The old patterns, designers never really put substitution because they really wanted you to do their pattern, but it doesn't help you if you don't want it the same width or size. I think it's there. That is better to me. So I'm going to have to generate all new graphics for this because it's Yarn Inspirations pattern. I won't charge for this work. And then after that, then we did their corner. That went in there. Just got to get the right way it looks. So it should look like this. To fit it should be to recreate the, yes, I agree. The side angles are not matching each other. I'm not sure if I can, but I'm gonna see if I can align those. I'm not sure the system can do this. I'm gonna see if all of these guys will line up. No. No. That's pretty close, but no. Okay, so I am going to so these line up. So that's when it changes right there. So I need to shrink. He's pretty much lined up in the center, but he's not. So I am going to shrink. I just got to shrink kind of half of it down. Get him back to the center. And now we're going to check. Oh, I still need, let's see. So you still need to be stretched a little bit more here. And these guys here is out. So I think I just need to grab this and copy down. Nope. Where do I need to grab? I need this piece. So I need all of this. I'm going to group it together and keep it together. Group it and keep it together. I can always just shrink stuff if I have to. It would make sense though that there was 24 shells on a side because the designers are usually pretty consistent about that kind of stuff. So I think there is 24. In the link that you sent us, there is a corner in the shell. Somebody did that on Ravelry too. Let me take a look again. Oh, just a note from Your Inspirations. Canada Post is on strike, our postal service here in Canada, but they don't use Canada Post. So your orders for online shipping will not be affected if you're Canadian. See, one lady did not do it in the corner, but then she doubled up in the corner. Oh, I don't know. That should be the corner right here. Person on YouTube is asking if I have to double crochet all the way around. Do I double crochet on each round after I am done increasing? I start decreasing on the next round after. I made mine 19 double crochets, then increased by 2. Do I chain 3 double crochet until I get to the 20th stitch? Then instead of increasing, I decrease 2 together, then crochet in the next 19, decrease the next 2 together, and repeat until it gets smaller. Oh my God. Let's see what the pattern says. Do I double crochet on each round after I'm done increasing to start decreasing in the next round afterwards? I made mine 19 double crochets, then increased 2. Do I chain 3 double crochet till I get the increased 20th stitch? Then instead of increasing, I decrease 2 together, then double crochet the next 19, then decrease the other 2 and repeat until it gets smaller. Oh my God. I don't know how she's getting 19. The pattern says that there's 14 double crochet. I don't know. Oh well, I'm not gonna answer that one. I just don't know the answer. The YouTube, yeah, the YouTube is, I forget I can answer it really quickly, but I don't know where she is on the pattern. There's not enough information for me to make a comment to it. So I believe that I need So I think the only thing for me to do at this point is to actually crochet this thing. So I completely understand the outside of this thing. I don't think I have a choice. Anyway, so Woody is here today. Wood Pigeon. We'll just call him Woody. It's our token straight guy. So you're now I wouldn't tempt it yet. I know it's possible. The crocheter is going to want to know if she's changing the length of it and she doesn't want to do 99 rows. How many rows can she do? And so there is a solution. I just got to figure out what it is. I think the solution is 5 rows plus 1 of double crochet rows, but I want to verify that before I open my big mouth. And then I'm going to have to literally film this thing again. So this is not something I had planned for today. So is 98 divisible by 4? Let's just check. Sorry, if it's 97, is that divisible by 4? It's 24.25. So I would say 99 rows. 99 rows minus 2, which is the single crochet row, that gives you 97 double crochet edges. And so then that's a multiple of 4 plus 5, or 4 plus 1. So I'm going to have to figure out for the crocheter, and I'll have to leave a list somewhere, is that you can do X amount of rows and this will work. So I'm battling the the demon of this pattern. Gordon is called the Caron Simply Soft Shawl.
I see that the video is out of sync now because of the changes of the pattern. So I'm going to have to take down the video as well and refilm and do all that work, which is fine. And honestly, it's my job. And then I probably should contact Yarnspirations for a revision of this pattern again, because I think that's throwing me off that it says it's rows when it's actually rounds. So it started off as an innocent question today and ends up turning into hours of tech support. I would, if I was to change this, I would get rid of the chain 3 at the beginning of the row and just convert it to chain 2 so it's tighter. It usually looks better too. Well, Karen just sent an email to all the Nova Scotia people that signed up early. So everybody for Nova Scotia trip, if they paid their full balance by the end of January, they're getting a bonus gift for paying early or paying like quickly. So she's got a little bonus. Actually, it's a nice package. She that everybody's getting. I can't really say too much about it because it's a surprise. But she is essentially asking the question whether you like booze or not. And so if you like booze, then your gift is something. And if you don't, then your gift is something else. So Sue, I don't know, like the edging has me totally frustrated because if it's based on the amount of I don't know. So Sue is saying she could use some booze today. So anyway, we had a really harsh criticism yesterday, actually. And the criticism is that because I'm Canadian, says why am I not doing events in Canada? We actually have 2 events this year so far. We have 2 Nova Scotia events. So anyway, I responded back to the consumer saying that we are doing that, and she's upset that it's not in Western Canada. So I don't think it's about supporting Canada. I think it's about making sure it was in her region of the world, so she didn't have to fly. So that doesn't make it supporting Canada. It just makes it a request that is in her interest and nobody else's. And I get that quite frequently on Crochet Cruises as well. Why can't I cruise out of this port instead of this one? Because I don't want to fly. But then on the other side of that
equation is that people that are not close to that port have to fly. So she wants to avoid flying, but then causing other people that to fly. So it's not a really fair request, but it's never the right answer. And then we just came back from a retreat last week and got emails that we should have done it in a different state than where we did it. And it's like, oh my God, it was booked 2 years earlier. It was a mystery, so nobody actually knew what state it was in when they booked. And people that are upset online that it should have been at a different location because it would have been more convenient for them. But when it was a mystery, so people didn't know where it was. So that's kind of a non-argument as well. So in the end, you can't please everybody, and the expectation to please everybody is a little much, right? Right. So Christina says, in that case, you need to do something Michigan. We actually almost did Michigan. It was that resort in Mackinac Island. There was 3 places that were chosen as the mysteries, and so it was between Mackinac Island in Michigan and the Biltmore in, it's either North or South Carolina, and those were, and then the Greenbrier. But Greenbrier had the most activities and was the most affordable of the group. The other thing too, Mackinac Island was, there's no cars on that island, as most people know, and so it was going to be a logistics issue on how to get an entire group to the location, and the Greenbrier was and the Biltmore was easiest to do that. So anyway, we're not doing Mackinac. We just came back from Greenbrier because that was the choice like 2 years back. So it was a mystery. The flip side of the equation is that we're no longer doing mysteries, mystery crochet events. People prefer to know where they go, and the amount of people that just kind of jump on you for not disclosing where it's going to be. People tried to email saying, I won't tell anybody where is it going to be. And it's like, well, we're not telling you because it's a secret, because it's a mystery. And so I feel like, even though I would love a good mystery, I feel most people don't want a mystery. They don't want to put money onto something where they don't know if they're going to enjoy the location or whatever. But our events, especially with the mysteries, end up being high end. We had a criticism a couple weeks back that it should have been at a Motel 6, and that we could have rented parks or whatever, but that's not ideal for what we do. And then where do you choose the Motel 6? If you're going to do that, because the Motel 6 doesn't do evening catering, you got to feed people. That's the problem with the events. The money is in the food. The rooms are what they are, but the money's in the food. So anyway, so that was kind of the long story about. One thing I was really surprised by the Greenbrier is that when they did, all of our evening meals were, except for one, was all buffet style. So, and the amount of extra food that was left over at the end is crazy. Yeah. So yeah, so I'm not renting a park anytime soon. So Christina, you should host your own retreat. Sounds like you got it all hooked out there. So we have some ideas for the future, but we're just kind of holding at this moment. We're just kind of getting back into the swing of things. I'm currently in a process of a new beginning, so I am currently I'm kind of lost in life at the moment. And I was advised that the crochetcrowd.com is broken, the website is, and it's broken because we link a lot out to other sources. Here it's a free pattern here, free pattern there, and it makes our website spammy because of it. So we're in development of a brand new platform. We're still going to keep the Crochet Crowd, we're going to keep that going, but we're going to start a new one. And I haven't figured out, it's been a month now, I have not figured out a new company name or anything like that. Yeah. And so anyway, so I'm in process of doing that. So yeah, so anyway, I hired a programmer out of the United States to help us for the first time to do a customized website. All the website stuff until this time has just been myself learning how to do programming. And so anyway, we have a website developer out of the United States that's going to make us a brand new website that should be ready by Christmas, but I have to figure out what my goals are, what my mission is. So basically, I got to come up with a brand new business plan for a new platform that we'll be using. There's certain things in my website that I cannot do that I need to have it do. So anyway, so a brand new website development is required. So Christina, you can probably find hotels or anything. Like anybody really can create a retreat. It's just a matter of, you know, going through the legwork, and it's a lot of planning. I've been watching Karen plan Nova Scotia, and it's unbelievable the amount of communications that are doing that. But the truth is, no matter where we host, it's always the wrong location, and we always get told. So it's kind of a no-win situation, right? So what I'm doing is that I'm just trying to figure out if the multiple is going to work going around the corners. And I think that the rows, I'm going to verify again. I need to verify the corner turn, because I can at least tell a crocheter, they don't have to get the diagram, but I can at least tell them what the answer is. So after the last one goes in, I still think it's 4 plus 5 or 4 plus 1. Somebody said something else other than that. So Christina, you're coming to Nova Scotia with us, and it should be a really good trip. I'm really quite excited about it. I'm excited to have people here in my home. We have a rule that we never have anybody on our property. It's just a general rule that we do, and it keeps our privacy our own. So we're making an exception with having the crocheters come on our property for the 2 trips. We have activities planned and a lot of great things going on. Karen is doing all the legwork for that. Our swag is already starting to arrive, and Yarn Inspirations is also doing a bit of sponsorship with some yarn with that as well. So the bags behind me here on the desk, or on the shelf there, are part of the Nova Scotia project that we're going to do. Some crocheters decided that they wanted to help our charities, so to leave behind their project, so work on it, maybe a baby blanket, a palliative, and just leave it with us, and we can donate it to the Family Resource Center that is local to us, that distributes blankets to those in need. refugee families, also to the palliative care for the hospitals. They handle all of that. So it's one major location that distributes the blankets outward. So yeah, mothers in need, women's shelters, all of that. They handle all of it. So anyway, so that's kind of where we go. So anyway, yeah. So Christina knows about putting together retreats. You can always email me. My email is on our website if you're interested. I don't put the email on our general chats because spam collects it, and then I'll end up getting spammed to death. So if you want to contact us, just go on our website and top search, just say contact the Crochet Crowd, but make sure you do not use the email for general chat, like a chat box. Just if you need something or you want to do show and tell, that's fine. I don't respond to everything though, because I get a lot of it. So one thing I would change in this pattern, did they do it? They did not do it. So I would assume is row 1 is the right side. So ending row 2, so you'll end on a wrong side. If I have to refilm, I'm going to have to answer that. Oh.
Do you know why I got $430 charge on Greenbrier?
You did?
Yeah, on my Visa.
Okay, I don't know. I'm live right now. I'll check my account. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to run. Daniel has a charge on his card that he doesn't understand, and I don't either. So I'm going to have to go deal with that, and I will see you all another time.